Good evening, Rebel football fans, and welcome to Episode 4 Rebel Wrap-Up. I'm your host, Tim Town. I'm joined by always with Coach Chad Cheatham. With us tonight is our defensive line coach and our head wrestling coach, Coach Chuck Patterson. Jake Sands, Caleb Postel is joining the show with us. In our second half of the show, we'll be joined by Mckay Turner and Chris Resendez. So an exciting show. Rebels coming off a 57-6 victory on senior night over Gordon Central. First region win of the season in our first region game. We travel to Pepperell this Friday night. We're looking forward to it. Just going over our region standings right now. Fannin is 1-0, 4-0 overall. Pepperell is 1-0 over a win over Dade County last week, sitting at 2-3 overall. Dade and Gordon Central are 0-1 in the region and 1-4 overall. Coosa and Chattooga and Model have yet to play a region game. Coosa is 3-1 overall. Chattooga is 1-3 overall. And Model is 2-2 overall. This week in the region, of course, we travel to Pepperell. Coosa will host Model, and the rest of the teams are on a bye week this week. Joined by Coach Cheatham and Coach Chuck Patterson. Right now, you can watch this show as well as other episodes of Rebel Wrap-Up on demand on fyntv.com. You can also watch this show on FYNTV Fetcher News YouTube page. Follow us on Facebook, click like Team FYN Sports, and follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Team FYN Sports. We'll bring Coach Cheatham in now. Coach, how's practice going this week?
Well, it's been good. It's up tempo, and we hadn't been really physical. We're trying to keep people healthy because we know how important this one is. I mean, obviously the next one's always the most important, but we kind of know where we stand at and where they stand. They're a great football team, and humility's one Friday night away, so we focused mentally on Monday, got after it a little bit Tuesday, tried to sharpen it up today, and we'll finish it up tomorrow.
Coach Patterson, how do you think the team's mindset is heading into Friday night?
I think we're as ready as any team could be for Friday night. Kids understand, what they're up against and what needs to be done and what needs to be accomplished. They worked hard, and Hayes in the barn on Wednesday.
That's right. Our guys really played a complete game on Friday night. Offense, defense, and special teams all played great. We got a lot of young guys, some valuable grass time on Friday, which is very valuable. Our defense held Jordan Boone, who's now the region's rushing leader, to right at 100 yards. But I'm not really sure how much he got in the first half. Our defense played really well, and a lot of our varsity kids were out by the third quarter. Luke Holloway played one of his best games of his career, going 9-12 for 231 yards and 4 touchdowns. Caleb Postel and Seth Reese got in on the ground. Cahuta and Jalen Andre all caught touchdown passes. Just going over our defensive statistics for the game against Gordon Central. Jake Sands to my left had 5 tackles. Mckay Turner, who we'll bring on just a minute, he had 5 tackles. Seth Reese had 2. Sawyer Moreland had 3. Carson Collis had 3. Casey Owensby had 8. James Mercer had 6. Waldrop had 5. Isaac Davis saw some time play, had 4 tackles. Levi Cochran had 2. Cade Sands had 7. Scott Pulliam had 5. Mike O'Neill 9. Resendez had 2. Jeremy Tamman, Clifton Stiles, Logan Allen, Sawyer Moreland, Cooper Moreland. Logan Allen each had a tackle. Dalton Ross and Logan Long had 3 tackles. And Cole Green and Nate Smith also got in on the action. So a lot of guys getting some valuable grass time and making plays for the Rebels on Friday night. Before we get started, guys, Jake, how exciting is it to play defense that is only allowing 9.7 points per game?
Very exciting. We got a lot of good athletes out there, like Mike O'Neill and Casey Owensby. I think our linebackers are doing a really good job.
So we dive into the game. We score on the first play of the game. Luke found Jalen. Jack Katner's extra point was good. Jack, I believe, was 7-7, or excuse me, 7-7. We went for extra point. Yeah. So Jack had a really good night kicking the ball. Next possession, Kaysen blocks the punt, and Micah recovers the block punt and takes it into the end zone. A huge moment for Micah players, meant a lot to the program. Coach, talk about Mike O'Neill getting that touchdown senior night and what his leadership means to the program.
Well, Mike is one of our captains, and deservedly so. I mean, the guy's a leader on defense, and he helps get everybody get lined up. He's like our quarterback on the field, and I don't know. I don't have the stats in front of me, but I know it was kind of phenomenal. The the pickup, the touchdown, and I think he had another fumble recovery, and I think he had 7 tackles, 2 assists, 2 for minus yards, and 2 sacks for 2 pressures. You may have those stats in front of you. I can't remember all of them, but he's a special guy. We can't function without him out there, and he keeps everybody in check. He keeps everybody going in the right direction. He's a great leader, and he's a real special kid.
The following possession, Caleb, you took it in the end zone for a touchdown. You're having a great year so far, 226 rushing yards and averaging 6.6 yards per carry. You've sat behind some great running backs in your career, Traylon Owensby, of course, being one of them, who just graduated this past year. How does it feel to finally be the running back now and have a good start to the season?
Just always excited for the opportunity. I knew it was coming. Traylon's that's big footsteps or big shoes to fill. So just excited for every opportunity. Got to put it in as much as I can.
So now it's 21-0 at the end of the first quarter. First play of the second quarter, Luke finds Andre, and we're on the board again. Then Luke would hit Cohutta, and it's 35-0 with 7:55 left in the second quarter. The following possession, Luke would find Cohutta again. All of a sudden, it's 42-0. Andre Bivens would pick off a pass, and then Seth Reese got in the end zone to make it 49-0 with 3:56 left in the second quarter. Then Carson Collis had an interception, and then we lead 49-0 at halftime. Jake, your brother, Cade Sands, got a 45-yard fumble return for a touchdown, and we got the 2-point conversion there to lead 57-6, and the final score of the game was 57-6. You can watch this show as well as other episodes of Rebel Wrap Up on demand on fyntv.com. You can also watch this show on FYNTV Fetcher News YouTube page. Follow us on Facebook, click like Team FYN Sports, and follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Team FYN Sports. Coach Patterson, how important was it to get our young guys on the field Friday night early and get some experience against a great running back and a pretty good football team?
There's no substitute for playing time and playing experience. And, for our starters to go in and do what they did Friday night to allow those young guys to get some experience is just going to pay dividends years down the road. When our kids get in the game, they play hard. Nobody, the Brights weren't too light for any of them. They got in, played hard, and did exactly what they were supposed to do. And when they start playing for us more next year, that's going to mean a lot to them.
Absolutely. Jake, kind of 2 questions here. You had a pick 6 last week. That meant a lot to you. And your brother scored his first varsity touchdown last week. So talk about both those plays right there, the play for you last week and the play for your brother this week.
Well, last week they kind of ran that same play before, and I dropped the interception. I was kind of upset about it.
Called the timeout, and then they came right back to it.
Yeah, and then they ran that same thing, but it was out of a different formation, which the play before, they sent the back in motion, and he ran the out route off the motion. But, the one where I got the interception, he was just lined up in a regular trips formation. And watching Cade get that touchdown, it was just like a big moment for me and for him, because I've been watching him play ball all of his life, and he's always been a good athlete. And I'm just proud to see him do that.
Definitely another young rebel that's going to be a good football player for us. Caleb, what have you been working on and focusing on to get better this week as we prepare for Pepperell?
Just keeping my mindset right, making sure I protect the ball. I had that fumble last week, and reading the nose on Arizona a lot, and just making sure I do what I can do right, making big plays for the team.
Jay, kind of same question for you. What have you been working on and focusing on to get better this week as we prepare for Pepperell?
I've been working on trying to stay outside and not let no runs get outside of me on defense, and just containing the end, funneling the receivers up to the outside backer, and then getting into my drop and playing the flats.
You can watch this show as well as other episodes of Rebel Wrap Up on demand on fyntv.com. All right, now we're starting a segment called Questions with the Players. We're going to throw a few questions at you guys, something we've not done in the first 3 episodes, starting on this episode. Caleb, how long have you been playing football, and what's your favorite football memory?
This will be my 8th year of football, I believe. And I'd have to say my favorite memory was last year at Mason. I know this is just a scrimmage, but it's always nice playing another big rival. And
it was a great atmosphere down there, and we'll have a good atmosphere there in 2 weeks for sure. Jake, same question for you. How long have you been playing football, and what's your favorite football memory?
I guess I've been playing about 7 or 8 years, and I don't know. I guess my favorite memory would be in rec ball, but I mean, I like watching the teammates I grew up with and playing with, and I like seeing how well we're doing as a team and having all the chemistry we got.
Next question we'll ask you, Jake. Who's your favorite coach on the team?
Coach Thigpen.
Coach Thigpen.
It's got to be Coach Thigpen.
Coach Thigpen. Caleb, who's your favorite coach on the team?
It's got to be Coach Thigpen too. It's always nice to have another small guy out there with us.
He's bringing the energy.
Caleb, what is some of your remaining goals for remainder of the season?
I just do everything I can for the team. Really, I'd love to make it to state. I think we got the guys to do it this year. We just put our mind to it, so that'd have to be the big one.
Jake, same question. What are some of your remaining goals for the rest of the season?
I mean, I guess like what Caleb said, just do all I can to get as far as we can.
You can watch this show, guys, as well as other episodes of Rebel Wrap Up on demand on the FYNTV.com. You can also watch this show on FYNTV Fetcher News YouTube page. Follow us on Facebook. Click like Team FYN Sports. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Team FYN Sports. We're about to go to a commercial break. When we come back, we will bring on Mckay Turner and Chris Resendez. Guys, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having us.
At Ingalls, we know that school is a little different this year, with virtual learning and working from home. But we have continued to donate to our Tools for Schools program, just like always. And all our participating schools will have those funds waiting for them when the bell rings this fall.
Okay, who can tell me the difference between molarity and molality?
In the meantime, Ingalls has everything you need to make this school year a little easier. Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
Sometimes it's the little victories that mean the most. Those everyday celebrations that bring a smile to our faces and joy to our hearts. At Ingalls, we know there's no one you'd rather share those miniature, memorable moments with than family. Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
Welcome back to part 2 of Fannin County Rebel Wrap-Up. We're joined now by Mckay Turner and Chris Resendez. I'd like to thank Circuit World for sponsoring the show tonight and giving us the place to have the show. You can watch this show as well as other episodes of Rebel Wrap-Up on demand at fyntv.com. You can also watch this show on FYNTV Fetcher News YouTube page. Follow us on Facebook, click like, or follow us on Instagram or Twitter at Team FYN Sports. Still joined by Coach Cheatham and Coach Chuck Patterson. Mckay Turner finally joined us. We got a little story to tell you about Mckay. He, instead of going to Circuit World, he went to Circle J. But he's here with us now, so we're glad he made it. Chris,
Cauliflower here.
Chris, you're having a good year so far. You got 5 tackles season. You've got a sack. What have you been working on this week to prepare for Pepperell?
Going in on scout team, not only making myself better, but the entire team, and doing everything I can for the team, and preparing for Pepperell.
It's good to hear. Mckay, great start to the season. You've got several tackles, 5 for loss, and a fumble recovery. What have you been working on this week to prepare for Pepperell?
Mainly just learning their formations, learning the plays, where I need to line up, each assignment on each play, so that, how we practice is how we're going to perform in the game. So trying to learn those positions that I can execute them properly in the game.
We're going to have a segment now called Questions with the Players. We just had it with Jake and Caleb. Chris, how long have you been playing football, and what's your favorite football memory?
I've been playing for around 9 years now. Started young. My favorite memory is probably got to be when I was in rec ball in second overtime. I got the ball on a HB dive, ran it up the middle, busted to the outside, scored a touchdown.
Second overtime. Who was that against?
It was against Lumpkin County.
Lumpkin County. Big victory there. Mckay, how long have you been playing football, and what's your favorite football memory?
I guess totally I played about 5 years. I played throughout middle school, and this is my first year back for high school, so I say my favorite memory so far is getting to meet all these guys again. I played with them in middle school, and it was a ton of fun, and it's been fun getting to re-meet them and fall in love with the sport again. So,
who's your favorite coach on the team? Of course, you might say your dad, but let's maybe say somebody else besides Coach Turner.
I guess the right answer is Coach Cheatham. So,
Good answer, man. Good answer.
I'm just going to say the whole coaching staff. It's fun to get to be coached under these guys again. A sport I've been away from for so long. It's been an honor, really. So,
definitely a great coaching staff. Chris, same question. Who's your favorite coach on the team?
My favorite coach got to be Coach Turner. Back in freshman year, he took care of me. He was my position coach, and he did real good.
What are some of your remaining goals for the remainder of the season, Chris?
Only get better, make the team better, and just get better.
Okay, same question for you.
like Chris said, just continue to refine what I've learned this year. All the stuff we've gone over in the summer, just continue to refine that so that it pays off in the games. So,
once again, guys, you can watch this show on demand on fyntv.com. You can also watch this show on FYNTV Fetcher News YouTube page. Follow us on Facebook, click like Team FYN Sports, and follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Team FYN Sports. Again, we'd like to thank Circuit World for sponsoring the show tonight. Coach Cheatham, let's talk about Pepperell. They're 2-3, but we all know they are so much better than what their record indicates.
Absolutely.
They've played some great teams. What challenges do they bring to us on Friday night?
22, 11 on offense and 11 on defense, and then 11 on every special team. They're a good football team. They are up front defensively. Their front three is as good as anybody in these 61, 63, and 68. Big bodies that they're strong and physical. They have a great linebacking core with 8'5", 34, and 16 in there, and then very talented in the secondary with 22 and 26, 18 and 3, 22 and 26. Great athletes with a lot of speed. So defensively, I really think this is by far our toughest challenge from an offensive standpoint. There's not a lot you can do to get them out of position to trick them. They're not going to do anything real fancy. They're going to play their game. They're going to be really physical. They're going to run to the football. We got to block them, and we got to hold on to the football, not make mistakes. That's the key. And then when you flip it over, offensively, most of those guys are on offense with the exception of 11, and he's a great back in the backfield, and they run inside zone great. 22 and 26 are out there at receiver. They comes in at the tight end. He does a great job. Front, again, big physical, move bodies. So we are it's hard to compare them. I've compared them to Union County's style of offense and physicality, especially from last year. Adam Turner had compared them to Lafayette. Last year, big, strong, athletic up front, been able to move around. Good running back. They're just a good football team. They're the best 2 and 3 football team, or whatever they are. I think they're the best football team we played so far. By far, it's going to be a big challenge. It's going to be cold. We got to go there, and there's been a lot of trash talk on Twitter and things like that. But we got to keep our heads and not listen to all that stuff and take care of business, do our job, keep the main thing, and focus on us in executing the plan.
And credit our guys. Our guys are ones aren't doing the talking. Hopefully, we'll be doing the talking on the football field. I know a lot of the Pepperell guys I saw on Twitter today where they were talking. Coach Cheatham, you want to give a message to the Rebel fans about traveling Friday night? I know our road games in Union County and Southeast Whitfield, you can make an argument we had more fans than the home teams did. So
both home games have been tremendous, and then both away games have been tremendous too. Our fan base, our band, our cheerleaders, all those people, they make such a difference. They don't understand how much of a difference they make in a game atmosphere. The support that we feel on the sideline when there are people in those stands is absolutely amazing. So, guys, I would, as big as this one is, and as big as the repercussions of this game could be throughout the rest of the season. I know it's going to be cold. We bundle up, be there, and we'll put on a good show, I promise.
There you have it, Coach Cheatham talking about Pepperell. We're going to change gears just a little bit since we got the wrestling coach with us. We're going to talk a little bit about wrestling, the wrestling season upon us. Coach Patterson, who just came in here last year, this is his second year with us. We love Coach Patterson. Coach Patterson, tell everybody a little bit about your coaching background in wrestling and in football before you came to Fannin County.
Before I came to Fannin, I was at Sequoia High School in Canton. I was the head wrestling coach and offensive line coach there. Before that, I was at Gilmer for a year. And prior to that, the previous 10 years, I guess, I was in North Carolina, where I'm from, originally from Silva. Started coaching when I turned 18 because I was too short and fat to play college football. And I just hadn't looked back since. I've always enjoyed coaching. It's what I feel like I'm supposed to do, so I guess I'll just keep doing it until I can't do it no more.
Talk about the upcoming wrestling season for the Rebels.
I feel like we've got a really good chance to make some noise. Obviously, there's the big COVID variable, what's going to happen with the season and the different things. I know, with football, we've been through so many ups and downs, and you can't do whatever. But I feel like if we are able to have the season that we've got scheduled right now, we should make some serious noise in the AA classification that we've dropped down.
You've got a pretty good wrestler sitting to my left right here.
McKay's not bad.
Mckay, I know you got several wrestling accomplishments. Do you care to share some of those honors with us and maybe talk about the upcoming wrestling season as well? I know you're focused on football as well, but obviously just kind of look a little bit ahead to the wrestling season.
Well, I've been wrestling my whole life, and just my high school career, I've qualified 3 years now, hoping for a fourth, and I placed fourth and third, fourth my sophomore year and third my junior. And the end goal is to win a state championship, and for both the end goal for the team as well is we want to make it to state, we want to make it as far as we can, and ultimately win a state title. And on the individual side of things, it's the same way, to work hard and practice, get better, win where we need to, and win a state championship.
Well, I got a question, just to follow that one. I think it's extremely important, obviously, for our players and athletes to play multiple sports. I think any football player that's not playing basketball should wrestle. And I'll ask the question for those guys out there who are kind of saying, hey, what am I going to do in the winter? if basketball is really the only thing for a football player, and you've done both. How important is wrestling to football and football to wrestling?
I mean, wrestling is crucial to me. They both work hand in hand. I mean, whether it be footwork, I mean, physicality, how tough you are, it's both ways. I mean,
Well, what would you say to a guy, maybe a young guy like Cade or somebody, and it's in the wintertime, that don't have a sport to do? Because I've been around wrestling myself, and I know you can't hide in that sport. Mm-hmm. It's one-on-one. It's as much mental as it is physical, because it's Mama, it's you and him, and that's it. Yeah. And that teaches you a lot about the game of football also. So just speak to that and how much it builds your character and things like that.
Man, I joke around with the guys all the time saying, hey, you should come wrestle, but I mean literally that it's so beneficial. I mean, it's made me the man I am today. I mean, it teaches you humility, I mean, how to cope with a loss. I mean, it's one-on-one. It's the most pure sport, the purest form it comes. So I would 100% recommend to anybody not doing anything to come out and wrestle. So
I agree 100%. I think you can't hide in track and you can't hide in wrestling.
There you have it, guys. We've talked a little bit about wrestling now for the first time ever on Rebel Wrap Up. So a good segment there with Coach Patterson and Mckay. Friday night, 7:30 in Lindale. Rebel fans, these guys need your support. These coaches and players would love it. Come make the trip. I know it's about an hour-and-a-half trip, but these guys need your support and would love to see you there. Coach, guys, any final thoughts before we close the show?
Go Rebels.
Rebels.
All right. Go Rebels. See everybody Friday night in Pepperell.